Hi, Janice Daigle here, and I wanted to share an idea that I've been doing in my business for quite some time, and it really helps me to stay organized, and I think it also helps me to book parties. Let me explain. I am a firm believer that it's good to be prepared when you go to your parties to book parties. And I've learned over the years, and I've done this before, where I might not be prepared with some supplies to give to the host, and so I might not book parties. I might not, work as hard at it because I know in the back of my mind that I have to get the supplies to her, whether I go to the post office or whether I meet up or drop it off at her house, and that's more time and money. So I like to kind of work smarter, not harder, and I go to my parties prepared with supplies to give to my host. So I always bring with me to the party, I always bring at least one party food kit because I like to use it during my demonstration and kind of talk about it and hold it up and talk about the benefits of having a party. And you get a party food kit just like this. I make reference to it, pull things out, even have the host maybe kind of talk about it. So I always have one to kind of show as a visual. But then what I do when they come to checkout, and if they're interested in booking a party, the first thing we do is pick a date, and then right on my calendar, right in the date under their name, I go ahead and put whether they're going to get party food kit 1, 2, or 3, and whether you decide to let them pick which party food kit, or maybe you make the decision for them, and I kind of go back and forth on that idea sometimes. So say that host is getting party food kit 1, I just go ahead and put K1. Then I do send her home with some supplies. I have here, I always bring this bag with me to my Tastefully Simple parties, and I have it filled, ready to go. And I always come prepared to book at least 3 parties. That's always my goal. So in here, I have the supplies that I'm going to send them home with, and I have, first of all, the little labeled cups, and I just put them in a Ziploc baggie. You can see this is number 1, so I have an assortment in here, 1, 2, and 3, so I kind of am ready to go with whatever party food kit I want to send them home with. So I give them the souffle cups that are labeled, and then I also come prepared with envelopes full of the paper products that they need. The catalogs, invitations, the order forms, all that kind of good stuff. So I have that ready to go. So I actually give this to them to go home with. And I just have had in the past just these Tastefully Simple bags that I just kind of have a collection of. So I usually put a supply in there as well. So I bag it up for her and send it home with her. So as far as the party food kit itself, the bag of samples, what I do is send that with their order. And it's so easy. This way I'm not carting so many party food kits to the party with me. So I go ahead on their order form, I go ahead and write down which party food kit I'm going to ship to her. So, almost just like right under what they're going to order. So I put party food kit 1, 2, or 3. So when I come home and do their order, I know which party food kit to send to her. And it's very easy to do that. All you do is when you're doing her order, you just on the right hand side it says find products. Click on that, and then at the top it'll give you options. Just click on samples and you'll see that all the party food kits are listed. So you can just ship it right to her. And I always tell the host, when your order comes, the party food kit is going to come with it. Just take inventory of the party food kit. Make sure you have all the samples that you should have in that bag, and there should be a little listing of what should be in the bag. So I just kind of tell her to check it out, because if we're missing a sample, let's find out now instead of the night before her party. And they always agree to do that. It's very easy. So one thing too that I do, and I always have a couple party food kits on hand at home, because if I'm low on parties and I need to get on the phone to book some parties, or sometimes people contact me and they're ready for another party, so they might not be putting in an order, so I always have a few at home just in case I need to quick, go deliver a party food kit or 2. So, and my other tip here today is to just be organized with your supplies that you're going to bring. So instead of trying to kind of get this all together right before your party. That's going to kind of stress you out. And again, you might not have time, so you might go to the party without these things. What I do to kind of stay organized is I have this little bin in my office, and I just always have it filled. And so what I have in here is 3 bags, and you can see this one's labeled 1. I have one that's labeled 2, and then of course this one is labeled 3. So inside these little bags, I have the labeled souffle cups. So again, I label on the outside of the bag, and then it goes right in here. So I can look at a glance at any point and know what bags I need to kind of start filling. And so even if I have 15 minutes for my business and I want to do something for my business, this is one of the things I can do. I can label some cups real quick, put them in here, so I always have this stocked. So when I get ready and pack up for a party, I can just pull from here. It goes right into my little black bag, and I am ready to walk out the door and go to that party prepared. And I know, like I said, in my mind, I'm more apt to really focus intentionally on booking those parties because I'm prepared with supplies to send home with her. And can't remember if I mentioned this earlier, but I think too that hosts are a little bit more committed. If you send them home with something, they're kind of a little bit excited. If you send them home with catalogs, and they're a little bit more committed if you send them out the door with something. So there's my tip. Hopefully you got some ideas from here, and if you're interested in trying this idea, it's really just starting with getting organized, and prepare those souffle cups ahead of time, have your host packets ready to go, and just bring them to your party. So that's it. Signing off. Have a good one.